almost 2 years ago. I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe. 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 I had to believe. Believe. And these were the steps I took. Free from all chemicals.
Never mind the sound of the cage. It doesn't break. It doesn't break.
I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe.
Never mind the rattle of changes. They're gonna break. They're gonna break.
And these were the steps I took.
Never mind the beat of the drum. It doesn't beat. It doesn't beat.
Believe. And these were the steps I took.
You can play with the sun. You can play with the one. You could have a fun. You could be number one. You could tear up the sun. You could save
From
the
all
world.
chemicals. Believe. I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe. I am the evidence. And these were the steps I took. I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe. I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe.
Why do you think the world's coming to an end, person?
Believe.
I don't know. I've had images, sometimes visions, maybe premonitions.
Why would you be so special to receive those signals?
I don't know. Who are you and why am I here? Has someone given me a deal?
Not the kind you've been used to, person. But that was your generation, wasn't it? Prior to you, there was a lot of alcohol. Then came the chemicals. Of course, scientists are only just starting to find out what the long-term effects will be.
Just tell me why am I here?
How well do you think society has learned to integrate and try to accept one another's differences.
Why are you asking me that?
Very soon you'll be able to answer with us with utmost proficiency. Won't be long now.
What's that? What's that?
Do you think people have become less tolerant of each other as the years go by?
Yes, in my opinion.
And that is what we want, just your opinion. What do you think about the world's population? Do you feel that there are far too many human beings residing on Earth?
Yes. It's not that I don't value a life, but for a lot of people, they won't exactly have what you call a life, would they? Born into the most extreme poverty, famine, debilitating illnesses, incurable illnesses, starvation, child prostitution, why would anyone subject another human being to a life like that?
So it would be fair to say you believe in birth control?
Definitely. Why should those poor children, and we, suffer just because some people don't believe in it themselves?
Would you say that's a problem with religion, perhaps?
For the most part. Lots of religious people think that they have a right to decide how many children they can bring into the world, ill-equipped or not, because they feel contraception is evil and sex is just for procreation. But then, what tends to happen is that the men, and some of the women too, will just go off and fuck elsewhere, no doubt.
Are you atheist?
Agnostic. Maybe that's the same. I've often been told this. I want to believe that there's something more powerful, more spiritual, more surreal than what I think we have, but seeing is believing, for me. I don't have a problem with religious people. If used in the right way and doesn't affect other people, if they don't use it to judge people who are different, to condemn them to hell, to hurt them, to indoctrinate hate and bigotry into their own children's minds, then I don't have a problem with it. Who am I to say what is right and what is wrong for those people? But unfortunately, more often than not, we witness people who use it to their own advantage, trying to play God themselves. And I don't think he would want that.
You said you didn't believe in God.
A higher being, a higher power, not in its biblical sense. Who knows?
A higher power, not in its biblical sense. Who knows?
People want to stick to their own kind more than ever. No one takes the time to understand where the other one comes from, how the other one was born, why the other one believes what they believe, why the other one wants peace and why the other one wants retribution. It's a world of hate, unless you think like me.
Would it be fair to say that human life is far from being valued by their own kind?
Yes, why else would war play such a prominent role in society? For centuries, human beings resort to bloodbaths to reconcile their differences. That's never going to stop, is it?
War has sometimes helped to ensure the longevity of certain nations. Is it still wrong then?
In an ideal world, we wouldn't need to fight to achieve peace and understanding. It hurts.
Do you believe there will ever be an ideal world?
Not in my lifetime, and probably never. We'll all kill each other before that happens, or something else will.
Something else? Are you referring to an act of nature?
Possibly.
Do you agree with medical research, person?
All depends. When there's a sure guarantee that no one will be hurt in the process, during or after, why do you ask?
Do you feel that it is okay for humans to be tested for future remedies and medications for existing and future illnesses?
What was that?
Yes, if they're willing. Who else can they use?
Do you think people like you have a difficult time in life, being born gay?
All depends on how well you can cope, but inevitably at some point in life we feel afraid, weird, ostracised, awkward and scared. Even now, I'm confident with who I am, but I still couldn't hold my partner's hand or be as tactile as we'd like in some areas, simply because I don't want to feel like a goldfish in a bowl. It will happen wherever you go. People will stop and stare, people will mock, people will even go out of their way to hurl abuse at you. Sometimes you just want to blend into society and be left alone and not have to fight your corner.
Do you think people will start to accept more in the future, or will it get worse?
You would think the former, but I regret to say, I think it may be the latter. People have strange preconceived ideas of who starts deadly diseases and who molests young children, who's the most promiscuous and sexually deviant people out of all of us. All of these stereotypes don't help to sway an already ambivalent group of people.
Why am I here again? Why?
Who have had these warped ideas in their heads since childhood. Sheep, I call them. The ones who couldn't think for themselves. I miss my partner. Where is he now? Can I see him now?
Do you think Jacob would want to see you like this?
He thought I was a loser.
You really believe that?
I was for a long time. I really needed help. I was at my lowest ebb. I was a loser. I was. What's it like to meander down the pathway to no man's land, to be totally unsettled and drawn into a flock of losers whose brains are no less than pulp combined with vital organs doomed to become pulsating containers of infested bacteria, the heart and mind dissolving the slowest, causing the most pain, as some form of logic, love and survival fights to the last before surrendering to an ignominious ending? Loser, such a pathetic, negative, all-consuming description awarded a person who may or may not be a victim of society. A martyr is a victim of their own passion, but at the very least, a martyr is either a hero or a fool who expends energy into a cause, be it right or wrong, generally succumbing to a living death by heartbreak. Losers have the potential of creating martyrs, but in the loser's infinite misplaced wisdom born of negativity, they can cause the birth and death of a martyr whose heart and mind are also the last God-given functions to stretch and break. Martyrs give and give and give and give as their emotional buttons are pushed, while losers take and take and take until their host or hosts are exhausted of assets and energy. Losers are leeches who wallow in their poor meanness, justifying their cowardly, insensitive, alcoholic, dishonest, all-consuming, drug-taking weaknesses by deception, constant deception which grows like a cancer. Less conscious and more justification, more and more ill-conceived self-justification. The cycle grows stronger, the hole grows deeper, the soul is starved, and the rock continues to eat and destroy, eat and destroy, eat and destroy as the hole grows larger and larger, deeper and wider, and finally the depth becomes grave, then the depth becomes a grave, the last creation, for some the only creation of a loser. The heart and mind dissolving the slowest, causing the most pain.
Do you still think the world's going to end, person?
I hope so. Then I can see him again.
If you carry on like this, maybe you will.
Let me lay on the sofa. Let me feel what you Let
Do you want to see Jacob again?
Who are you? Where's the other thing?
I asked you a question.
What have you given me this time?
Answer the fucking question.
You not actually swear.
Of course we swear. We know every word known to man and alien kind. What kind of a gay question is that? We have a very wide vernacular.
Excuse me, get me someone who's not so fucking homophobic.
How dare you accuse me of that? I'm just using street slang as an example of how varied we are.
Well, I can't stand that phrase. It resonates to the wrong kind who use it as a negative.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I won't use it again, honestly.
What is your problem?
Feeling a bit edgy, a bit unstable, a bit provocative now, are you?
What have you done? All of you. Has the other one gone on his break now, has he? Gone for some brains from the wheatgrass, green putrid, green-coloured, green juice for his lunch, has
Why
he?
do you assume it was a he?
Because of his fucking voice.
Only men speak low, do they?
Well, whatever it was, it certainly didn't look female. Not even androgynous. It was fucking ugly.
Beauty is skin deep, is it not? Isn't that what you clever, caustic human beings always say? Why are you scratching your hands a lot? Do you have a rash? I hope that won't spread all over your body, making you ugly, an ugly person.
You fucking idiot! You think you're all fucking clever and brave standing behind that fucking glass wall, do you? What's the big coward? Well, come behind the glass wall, come here and say it to my face, and stop fucking walking your head face. I don't know what you are.
Believe.
Have you got something that I can wipe this blood off with? Or is that part of the fun as well? Is that what you want to see? Someone sat here suffering? We all know that's part of the plan. And what you're going to do with me afterwards is nobody's fucking business, is it? No one's going to know, no one's going to give a shit. Just discard me like you probably did the rest of them.
Have you finished? Any more anger and frustration you want to unleash, offload, divulge, spill?
You're a real sarcastic fucker, you aren't you?
Who's here? Who are you? I don't see you.
I was being a bit cheeky with my innuendos there, I do apologise. Or am I sorry? Isn't that something you Homo sapiens like to do? Offload, spill? Ooh, am I being a bit too vulgar and crude?
Do you really think you're funny, witty, just because you're a bunch of scientific fuck freaks who were probably designed in some abstract fucking way in a fucking test tube using some fucking warped weird ass DNA that would ensure your better than average intelligence over humankind? You think that gives you the green flag to look down on us, does it? To patronise and mock people like us, to treat us like fucking lab rats with no option but to endure this mental torture with nothing to gain at the end of it?
So meeting Jacob again means nothing to you.
Stop using Jacob's name in vain. You're nothing but a bunch of compulsive liars who play with people's minds for your own gain. And for all I know, discard us at the end of it.
You keep saying us. What makes you so sure that there have been others?
There must have been.
Maybe you were the first.
Why are you speaking in past tense?
You're certainly the first homo anyway.
I don't like your fucking tone. Bring the other one back.
Who, the libertarian? Yes, as you said, he's drinking his lunch. It was time for a shift. Call me the equivalent to a right-wing conservative human douchebag, if you like. We need a different perspective.
And you think you're going to be able to evoke that from me, are you? Well, you're not gonna.
Do you think homosexuals are largely responsible for the decline in numbers of human beings over the years? Either disease-related, or through sexual promiscuity, or through procreation, the lack of it? Do you think that homosexuals are capable of creating monogamous and loving relationships that would equal the kind of normal relationships of which heterosexuals have?
What? How can you get from there to there? What the fuck are you? What are you people? What are you, for fuck's sakes? Tell me what you are. tell me, because I'm part of the family now, aren't I? So I can know, surely. Oh no. You're fucking funny. He's only that small now. Cold in here, isn't it? Cold in here, isn't it? I don't actually know if I care, actually. That's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know if I give a shit. I don't know if I'm hot. I don't even know if I'm hot. If I'm burning. Some parts of me feel like I'm burning. Like the fire. Like a fire. Like a rain. Like a heart attack or something. And then there's like my toes and my cock and my neck and my arms. I feel freezing cold. Like I'm freezing cold. Like I'm an ice box. I don't know what's going on. It's a conundrum. It is, yeah, it is. We'll never be told.
Fuck you, you fleeting fucking freak who sits behind his mask and glass walls, you fucking coward. Say that. Oh my god. Sat there, sitting there in your government for freak kind.
Okay, you're finished. Time for your break. I've been assigned to take over. I was advised to up the ante and ignite the rage. Have I done something wrong?
I can see.
Just a new course of direction. Off you go in peace, please. I demand to speak with Freud. You do not demand anything. Your time is up. You chose to conduct this questioning through sheer malice, when it could have been handled with fake provocation and professionalism. You transcended. Task over. Namaste. Fuck you, numbnuts. Karma.
You're friendly, I know. Or you're more sick.
Right, listen. Let's start again. I am Chaitanya.
Wow, an alien Hare Krishna.
Not quite. Maybe one time.
One time?
Long story.
I love the Hare Krishnas in London, where I used to live. Hare, Hare, Hare.
We aren't purists. It's arrogant to believe that we can't learn from others, wherever they are. For example, Charles Darwin is iconic to us here.
And who are you? So far no one has been prepared to tell me, but you seem more civilized, please.
Maybe, but we cannot afford to deviate from the assignment. And to disclose our identity would be potentially dangerous and catastrophic. Maybe even jeopardize the entire mission.
Mission for what? Can you at least tell me that? Oh my god. I'm getting the really bad pains. I'm getting really bad pains in my body. Sharp shooting pain.
I can't move, Chaitanya. What's going on?
Just bear with it, person. It will subside in seconds.
What's going on? What's going on? Chaitanya! It hurts. What's happening? Let me go. I want to go now. Jacob will understand I can't do this anymore.
Just prepare for the last time, person. The assignment is nearly over. allow Jacob inside you, and you will be able to see what we see. Just take it slowly. You need to fully enter Jacob and transmogrify slowly.
What's going on? I don't feel right. It's like I'm on acid. I can taste funny things and see funny things. I've got a purple taste in my mouth. I feel like my stomach's being savaged by a group of dogs.
Roll with it, person. Jacob needs to talk to you.
So why can't I see him?
My eyes really hurt as well. What's going on, you fuckers? Fuck no.
It needs to communicate through your psyche.
Yes, this is fucking psycho, that's for sure.
You need to relax and take this seriously. Jacob has something very important he needs to tell you.
Oh god. Look at you freaky fuckers. Oh my god, this is worse than a microdot. Oh.
Penetration is complete, person. You are now able to converse.
That's me. What is that?
Now be quiet and let Jacob speak. I am the mediator. That is my task for the day. Proceed.
It's my twin brother. Except I haven't got one. Oh.
He's prettier than me though, isn't he? What the fuck?
I will explain everything to you if you satisfy my questioning.
What are you talking about? Where have you been? Are you one of these now?
I said I will explain if I'm satisfied. Why have you become so distant? Why don't you smile anymore? Why don't you laugh anymore? Why can't I make you laugh anymore?
I'm getting another cold, fuckface. No, you're alright, it's just him, I don't like his attitude. Chai Tanya I prefer than you.
Why don't we touch each other anymore? Why haven't we had sex for 3 months prior to my disappearance?
Don't be angry with him. This is the man you love and wanted to spend your life with. Jacob has been staying with us on his own accord.
You see, I didn't come here against my will. No. I came here voluntarily. I was taken by these people who've now become part of me. My life, my new family. Because I didn't feel like part of yours anymore. You didn't treat me so good. Not for the past few months. And that's not how our relationship began, and that's not how I remember our relationship, and that's not how I want to carry on remembering our relationship. But we've got one more chance. Well, I have got a chance. You've got one more chance to redeem yourself and to prove to me that there was a reason for you becoming so oblivious to me and my needs, for you never looking at me, never touching me, not making me feel attracted to you anymore. Sorry. I'm sorry, Charlie Daniel. I'll compose myself. You need to know how I felt, because until you do, we will never be able to move on. And that means I will move on, but you can't, and you can't do that with me. Never. Life will not be as you know it anymore if you pass this test. But life will be better. There's people here, there's children here. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. I'm sorry, composure. Sorry. I know what we're doing here, I know what the task is. I'm very sorry. Tell them to just shut up, please. Shut up. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's him, he's making me like this. He's bringing my emotions back, and you said I would be void of them. But I didn't need my emotions anymore to hinder me and stop me from progressing. Sorry. Remember those panic attacks I used to suffer from? Yeah, well, they're here now. Except they will go away. Yeah. That's it. No need for medication in this one. Stop it. Sorry. You have one chance to explain to me.
What is this? What is this? I don't understand. I don't know what I'm doing here. What are you doing here?
Have you met someone else? Have you met one of these freaky, shape-shifting, face-changing reptile aliens and fallen in love or something? Do they have unusual dicks? Is that why you stay? Because you're getting bored with human dicks?
Person, Jacob is becoming very disheartened, but stronger all the time. You become more volatile and immature. He cannot express his emotions verbally as part of the changing process entails losing our crippling emotions, becoming void of any hindrances that could affect our balanced state of mind.
So he is one of you. In which case, what's the point of me staying here and trying to lure him back?
You have to understand the bigger picture. And if you behaved yourself and stopped allowing the reptilian side of your brain to ruin the communication, Jacob can explain it all to you.
Reptilian side of my brain? That's a fucking joke, isn't it? You're closer to the reptile family than I am.
You're not so far behind.
What? What the fuck are you doing to me? Let me go now and try Tanya. I've had enough of this.
Not yet.
Well, that's not very Hare Krishna of you, is it? Keeping people against their will in captivity.
This is not against your will. This is what you want. You just aren't aware of it yet.
What I wanted is to find Jacob and leave. Now I have, but I don't like what I see, so now I want to go. This isn't Jacob. And you're fucking with my brain with all the chemicals you've been slyly giving me through my fucking wheatgrass juice, or whatever putrid shit that is.
Is it proof you need? Do you want to see that this is Jacob?
Yes, I fucking do.
I want to touch it, but I can't because it's me. That'd be a bit weird. Ancestral, wouldn't it?
There he is. He's been with us all the time.
Yeah, but that could be part of another illusion, couldn't it? Let's face it, none of this could be real, could it? It's hardly palpable.
What's real is that you have been here for 3 years now, slowly and surely changing in ways which would baffle any scientist known to mankind.
What are you looking at? Got some gay ones here as well.
Even the human genius Charles Darwin would be astounded.
Don't tell me you probably got him locked away somewhere undergoing systematic testing.
Not yet, but we're working on it. Okay, person, you need to shut up now and listen to me very carefully, for your future relies on the next task. You need to tell Jacob what was going on inside your head a few months prior to his disappearance, and you have to be 100% honest, as we have the technology far superior to the lie detector which humans created. We only help people with humility and the capability to love. We help all sorts of humans and alien alike. The key to your destiny relies solely on the proficiency of your words. Choose them wisely.
What? This just gets more convoluted, and how the fuck have I been here for 3 years? It's only been 3 days.
In the celestial world, time is of no relevance. You wanted a change. This is what you told Jacob, a big change. A life-altering change. You had the chance, but you need to tell Jacob how you feel. Right now. He's losing love with every word you have uttered so far. You're a writer. Now verbalize. Now.
Jacob, I don't know what to say. I don't know. I don't know if all this is true. I don't know if I'm going mad. I don't know if it's all in my head. So I don't know what to say. I don't know how to execute this. But if this is real, it could be. Because I can feel, I can smell, I can touch. Except you.
He's too insincere. He's not real anymore.
Give him a chance and sit back down.
And if this is real, then I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. If that's how you felt, because I never knew. I didn't know this is how you felt. I'm gonna be honest. I'm being honest, okay? You know if I'm being insincere. You'll fucking know. So what's the point of me lying? Can I have some fucking painkillers if you've got such things, instead of twisting me and contortioning me all the time to get rid of the pain? Can you give me something fucking palpable? Jacob, the most honest reason that I can give you right here, right now, is I felt that we were drifting apart. As I'm sure you did as well, and I know that's how you feel now. But somewhere along the line, I don't know where, we just stopped compromising. We stopped enjoying the other person's hobbies and interests and sharing those so that we could both do things together that, you know, alternate things that we enjoyed, and then it just becomes so blurred that I didn't want to do the things you wanted to do, you didn't want to do the things I wanted to do, you weren't interested in watching the news when I wanted to watch the news, you weren't interested in politics when I was interested in politics, I weren't interested in learning more technology when you wanted to learn it, or learn Spanish when you wanted to teach me Spanish, because it was just too difficult for me. As much as I love it, it's a beautiful language, but my brain cells from years and years and years of drugs take. The chemicals, you know, I just think that from my generation, nobody knows what it's going to do to us. No one knows. Research, medical scientists, they're only just starting to find out what the repercussions are. 20 years of substance abuse. Who knows? But I forget things. I become lazy and my brain, well, I don't know, it just becomes a haze. Sometimes it's foggy.
Why wouldn't you touch me? Why did you make me feel shit? You said you believed in monogamy. Why were you with him?
And I did meet someone else. I really want you to just trust me here implicitly, okay? I met someone else because it was a right turn. We laughed and we shared each other's interests and got my jokes like you used to get my jokes in the beginning, but it never happened. Nothing happened. When he went to kiss me, it took all the strength I had inside me to push him away, but I didn't do it because I've got a conscience. I would never have been able to live with myself again, not if I was still with you. I still wanted to be with you, and I do. I still want to be with you. That's why I've gone to all these extremes to try and see you again. That's not all in vain, please tell me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
It was 2 years ago.
We can have that family that we always wanted. Just do this properly. You're coming with me.
Shoot me down. I've been hanging around forever.
Bang bang conversation.
Shoot me down.
Bang bang and
The pain at last. I've been hanging upside
It gives me great pleasure to announce that Dan and Jacob, you have passed the first task. This means that Freud has agreed to let you both go back to Earth to proceed with the next mission. This is the biggest mission and the biggest task you will ever undertake in your capacity here in our celestial world. You will both be given different names, Doin and Join.
To feel yourself as a separate...
Freud explained that we would be able to stay here until we work out the plan. There is a panoramic view of the stunning landscape at the very top. That's good. How many hours and minutes will it take to work out this plan? By my estimations, 23 hours and 42 seconds. Much less than the humans. Okay, then we must ascend. Have I ever told you that you have a fantastic bottom? Yes, but you can say it again if you like. You have a fantastic bottom. It has been raining recently. I can feel it in the air. I hope it rains some more later. I cannot wait to feel it, touch it, and swallow it. Swallowing may not be such a good idea. We have been warned about malfunctions. Just a tiny amount will not harm us. Even a small amount could potentially harm us. This is more harmful to Generation Y Android, as they are not frightened of the dangers when moderation is exceeded. Why do you have to be such a rebel? We have to deviate sometimes. That's how our planet diversified. And that's how malfunction ascended upon a minority. The minority, leaving the clever ones to see another day. We must rejuvenate. Do you remember seeing the first Aboriginal to climb this rock? It is better described as a mountain if we are to blend in with the humans. Freud has not explained in great depth why we had to come here to do this, or even why we came to Australia in the first place. We are both just as much in the dark. I am only assuming that it is mainly because of how sacred and spiritual this mountain is. And this has to take place in a mystical haven on the pinnacle in front of this rock. Who said that? Freud? No, I heard it through the oil vine. As for Australia being first, I have deducted to a simple reason that we saw it first on our solar system. There has to be more to it than that. I have a theory, but I cannot disclose until I have reshuffled a few other theories. I have finished the reshuffle. And what do you surmise? My best and most feasible solution is that there is still much to learn here. If we did this in the United States of America, it would almost certainly cause the wrong kind of controversy, too much press intrusion. That would be the case anywhere on this planet. Here they seem to learn ad hoc. They may be somewhat behind compared to the United Kingdom, but they are prepared to learn and absorb before they pounce. For a teacher, it is much better to teach an innocent than an arrogant. And Japan, India, China, Brazil, Spain, Mexico? Again, maniacal controversy. There's an innocence here, one which cannot be tarnished. Seeing is believing. Most of the population here are not agnostic. Exactly. Wait, it is not right here. What do you feel? Something dark. Some kind of voodoo. Voodoo. I am receiving erratic sounds in my psyche. Jumbled, incoherent voices from a witch doctor from many, many centuries ago. What is it, Joy? Doing? I've experienced voices relaying a disturbing message, a warning. What? We must keep ascending. We have been warned that it cannot take place right here, on this rock. The whole rock? Oh, this rock. The whole place is a mountain, this is a rock. But mountains are made of rocks. Shut up. You may have killed the passion now. That was a risk I was prepared to take. I'm sure I could arouse you again. We must leave.
Tomorrow I'll be in your eyes.
I love you, Joo-won. I love you too, Joo-won. I love you more than ever, Joo-won. I love you more than ever too, Joo-won. I feel it. I think we have done it. I feel it too. We have done it. We have done it. So beautiful is this universe. I didn't even know Earth could be this beautiful.
To feel yourself as a separate ego is a hallucination.
An Australian scientist who shall remain anonymous at this stage due to legal reasons has defied the laws of science and what scientists and doctors truly believed wasn't possible, and has become the first scientist ever to help a man and his gay partner to conceive a baby. At this stage, the man, who shall also remain unnamed, is 4 months into the pregnancy, and all is looking good for the father and his unborn child. The gay couple have requested that there is minimal intrusion and publicity into their lives to give them some space and a peaceful environment for the couple to nurture their child. The world is in complete shock today with the release of this newsflash. There has been outrage all over the world, but with that, there has also been a surprising majority of people celebrating and welcoming this amazing revolutionary scientific experiment.
pain has subsided. I don't feel it anymore. The pain has transcended into euphoria. Oh, thank you for being at my side throughout this whole mission. It's a tragedy that we had to abort the mission. It became perilous. There was no other way, Join. Before we set up the C-section, it all went wrong. What happened? We don't have to talk about that now. Let us utilize the time we have been given by Freud. For what? Where are you doing? You still have a fantastic ass, even after the pregnancy. So it's not sagging? No. Is it over? One thing at a time. How are you feeling now? Much lighter, like I have released an excessive amount of gas. Well, that's one consolation. Where have you gone again? I can't look at him for so long. I cannot think rationally, Freud. Please give me the strength. You need to be the strong one. Your emotions cannot run away with you here. Not to say that you have to be so nonchalant, but there has to be some resistance and emotional detachment. You will make life so much harder if you do not adhere to our advice. This is a complex mission. It is hard for any of us to detach ourselves in this context, but for the future, we are taught that this is the best way to avoid complications in the long haul. It cannot be denied that after many years of research, we possess similar emotional attachments than human beings, but we do possess an effective ability to move forward quicker. We have adapted our cognitive skills vastly over the years and continue to do so with greater proficiency. So what should I do now? Use your time. Very peculiar. I've reshuffled images over and over in the vortex, and there seems to be a large void. Unrecorded data for 48 hours or more. Very peculiar. I'm going to swim past the rocks. Too much water could cause malfunction. Be careful. Do this without what? Where are we? Why does the atmosphere feel very different? Freud opened the hole to Lantanica to give you some time to recuperate. I was very much looking forward to our future and having family. Yes, I know the mission was one of such magnitude that it overwhelmed the joy most of the time, but it was still very much what I wanted. I know that I'm asking too much, Freud, but if there is any way that we could reinstate Joy back to reattempt this mission, I would be eternally grateful and eternally within your debt.
Have you lost your faculties? How could this ever come to fruition? You know this could never be done.
Forgive me, Freud, but I did hear.
Be careful before you make any false insinuations, Stein. Whatever you've heard is incorrect information. We cannot and will not undo what has been done. You have to detach yourself. I don't advocate hostility,
and I understand that we all have the ability to fall in love, but this will end after your time. A decision has been made for the next couple to undergo the mission. Dane and Kane will be travelling to the Mount Warning retreat in Australia as we speak. Oh, so soon after. We cannot stall Doyne. Now stop summoning me and spend your time fruitfully. Why are we naked? There is no need for fabrics in Lantanica. How long will it take for me to fully recover? We don't know. Can you stay with me for the duration? The atmosphere is very different, isn't it? Serene and quite euphoric. Seamless. Like our time is standing still. I don't know why I cannot remember this place being mentioned. Freud advised that it wouldn't be necessary unless one of our androids had endured an unpleasant ordeal and needed to rest indefinitely. Indefinitely? I feel much better already. Why do we want to go home now anyway? Because we must try again. Go back to the rocks in Australia. That's the only place we can attempt to conceive. Join. Dane and Kane have been assigned to the mission. We have been released from duty. But this wasn't just a duty. This was something we both really wanted. We had spoken about it for many years. I know. It was something we needed to prove to humankind, to the world, that we are just as equipped to nurture a family as conventional parents. I have no doubt the mission will be accomplished, just not by us. Does this mean that we can never try again? Even if Dane and Kane are successful, wouldn't Freud want to keep setting examples? Not us, Joy. Oh, it has been many hours without refueling. Don't you think we need to soon? Join. I don't feel like I need to though. Do you? No. You don't have to recharge in Lantanica. How is that possible? I forgot to tell you, Freud had to send replicas of us back to Australia to handle news interviews and documentaries. So quickly. It is very important that the world learns quickly that the pregnancy suffered complications. But as far as the public are concerned, Dr. Bruce Sharp will be attempting the experiment again. With Kane and Dane? Yes. Why can I hear the ship calling us back so soon? I thought we had to stay indefinitely. Join. It's not calling you. I am confused. It's calling me. I have to go back. I thought you were staying with me. Look behind you. Your new family awaits. I have stopped functioning. The complications took their toll. I am so sorry, my love. Where are we then? Lantanica doesn't exist, does it? It does, but it's not for recuperation. It's the afterworld for androids. To do what? To levitate in a constant state of celestial, ethereal euphoria. When will I see you? We will be together again. Now I must go. Freud. I want to stay. You cannot join. Not now, not here. You need to return, and one day you can be reunited. But I have no mission now. But you're not ready for Lantanica.
Where you going? Where you going? Where you going? You can't go now, you just come back. Where the fuck have you gone now? Where have you gone? You were just here. Where have you gone now? I know you were here. I know you were here.
He forgives me, fuckface. Not you, Chaitanya, I love you. I love the libertarians.
It was 2 years ago.
Who wouldn't want to join them in the celestial world? With the way things are going, we're in another world. They're killing us off one by one. Governments, armies, haters and scum. People have forgotten how to care and respect. We've lost our dignity, now we degrade and neglect. What's next on the agenda for worldwide abomination? When will we stop? No end for the condemnation. Species are dying, people are lying, and we carry on as though everything's fine. The climate's changing and we don't listen. It's okay for us, don't worry about the next generation. They're selling the Serengeti so that the rich can hunt, killing all that's beautiful to please the cunts. Marine life is slaughtered, dolphins and whales brutally battered. The evil that presides over decisions like this, can it stop, can it end, clenching my fist? Countries are in a perpetual war zone over oil and who owns what. They don't mind spilling the blood, but spill the oil and the tears will flood. Landmines are being planted as we speak, to stop people in a country who aren't even allowed to speak. The evil grows bigger and they fight with much vigour. World famous products stop speaking up against fascism and dictatorships, funding evil for their winter games and no intentions of conflicts. It's a world where people take their soapboxes far too seriously, walking around judging the difference all too deliriously. People don't want to accept difference anymore. It's all about you and it's all about your. Innocent people are being lured from their homes, taken, beaten, tortured and raped in dismay, all because they had the guts to stand up and say I'm gay. Russia, Jamaica, Nigeria, Uganda, Zimbabwe, the Middle East and more. You know what we say? Your leaders are implacable to the core, and still world famous products keep funding galore. We need more men like Barack Obama, who believes in world peace and embraces karma. Do you think that nature and beauty will still exist? The lush rainforests, the tigers, lions and gorillas in the mist? Or will people finally succeed in killing the world over land and religion, gold and wealth? If I had a chance to exist in a celestial place, with like-minded people who you could trust on face, I'd go tomorrow and start making amends, for the world at large needs an uprising again.
From all chemicals. I took suggestions, but ultimately I had to believe. And these were the steps. evidence.
And I'm happy with what I've become.
And these were the steps I took